I'm abandoning my children. Hello. Reddit, I am a 38-year-old woman. I have 9 kids. To start off my story, I guess, I was straight out of college, 22 years old, when I met my now husband, who was 28. He had money, bought me nice things, treated me like a queen. So it was only expected when we got married the same year. When I was 23 we had our first kid, Kaylee. My life was perfect back then. I was happy to have my daughter. So when my husband wanted a second child I was okay with it. His family loved kids. His family was huge. Everyone had at least 5 kids. And I was okay with giving him kids. Eventually, he wanted a third child, which once again I was fine with. To give you all of my kids' ages, here you are. Kaylee, 15, Aaron, 13, Noah, 12, Natalie, 10, Paul, 6, Mari, 4, Kelly and Joe, both 2, and Brianna, 5 months. My first 4 kids were okay. Stressful enough to always have my hands busy, but it was okay. Between my 4th and 5th kid I got really sick, won't specify, and only then did I realize how much I really had to do. I was in and out of the hospital, and my kids had to be in daycare. My husband was too busy to deal with them, and once I was finally healthy I held off on having more kids. 2 years after my illness, I fell pregnant, this one accidental. My husband and his family were elated. So happy, another blessing. But it was different for me this time. I didn't love my new son. I felt nothing for him, not hate, not love, pure indifference. He felt like a chore, like something I just had to deal with. I was constantly doing things, running around, cleaning, all that. It got easier the next year when all of my other kids were in school. But my husband wanted another kid, and we argued, again, and again, and again. I didn't want any more, but he did. So I gave in and gave him another. I was a shell of a person, just a mother, that's it. My then 2 youngest I did the least I could do. I would never neglect my children, but I didn't do anything that I didn't have to. When I had the twins, it was like my life was falling apart. I cried hard. I didn't want any more kids. I was already so stressed, but I did. In my most recent pregnancy with Brianna, I just broke. I was done from the second she was born, worn out, finished, and I had no love in my heart left to give. I was bitter, upset with my husband for making me do this, upset with my kids for causing me all this stress, and upset with the world. I recently found a job. Using my degree I got a job that pays roughly $45,000 a year, out of state, through a friend. I'm planning on divorcing my husband and giving up custody of my last 5 kids. They don't deserve to have a mother who doesn't love them, and I don't deserve to have to deal with them. I feel sorry for myself, and sorry for them. Especially Paul, seeing as he's already had enough memories of me to miss me. But I don't love him, I won't miss him. I found a 4-bedroom apartment that I and my kids can move into. It'll be tough, I know that, and they probably won't ever forgive me, but I'm not going to do this to myself anymore. I know my husband won't fight for custody of the kids I will take, and he'll probably beg me to take the others. My husband loves not being a father. Even though he has so many kids. I don't care, I know, my other 5 kids will have a horrible upbringing, and I caused it. I know, but I don't deserve this. I was an idiot. I shouldn't have let myself have more kids. I should have divorced my husband sooner. No, I just shouldn't have married him. The top replies. Since your husband has money, use some of it to make life easier. Hire a housekeeper and a nanny -2 people. The nanny's hours should include after school through bedtime. Get a meal preparation program. Get yourself into some activities, join a gym or sports team, book club, church group, go to the library or a museum, learn to play an instrument, get a massage, take up running or bike riding, work on a political campaign, learn to play bridge and join a club. Take 1 overnight a month off. Your husband has the kids and you go to a hotel, either local or a plane ride away. Do not discuss this with your husband, just do it. Get permanent sterilization. Have husband take older children 1 evening a week and younger children another evening. Remind him that he wanted these children. Have in-laws take older children 1 weekend a month. Let family know that you are overwhelmed. Find a sitter who takes children in her home for your youngest 8 to 5. Have a housekeeper spend 1 day a week doing laundry. The two oldest are old enough to do their own laundry. On the housekeeper's day off, husband should vacuum. Do not babysit other children. Do not socialize with relatives who have large families. On nanny's day off, your husband is responsible for planning, shopping for, preparing, and cleaning up family dinner. Do this for 2 months. If you still feel the same way, then implement your plan but leave all of your children. Then they won't wonder why you made the choices you made. Telling your husband your plans may elicit his cooperation. Don't file for divorce or give up custody. Wait on those things. Concentrate on your new job and living arrangements. 45K is not much. You will have to live frugally. Save money before you leave. Don't communicate with children for a month, then mail oldest 2 every week. Wait 6 months before arranging visitation. This will give everyone a chance to adjust, although some of the children will not adjust. Don't date. Things cannot go on the way they are. Good luck. I'm praying for you. The second story. My boyfriend is 30 male, and I am 25 female. How do I tell my boyfriend that his breath smells bad without hurting him? I love my boyfriend so much. He is the sweetest, most genuine man I've ever met. So extremely kind and accepting, and always there for me when I need it most. I've noticed that he doesn't brush his teeth in the mornings but does so at night before bed. He also does not brush his tongue when he brushes. He just brushes the teeth and then flosses. I brush my teeth both in the morning and at night to keep bad breath away, tongue brushing included. I learned my lesson the hard way when I was a bit younger. I had brushed my teeth but not my tongue, and was talking to my sisters, and they smelled my breath and made fun of me for how bad it still smelled. They mocked me and told me that I needed to brush my tongue too, so I went back and brushed my tongue and have been doing it since. They made fun of me for a long time after that and always called me stank breath and other mean names. If there was ever a bad smell somewhere, they would say, "It's probably, insert my name, S breath," and proceed to laugh. This affected me quite a lot, and even though I brush my teeth and tongue twice a day now, I still live in fear of having bad breath, so I am always chewing gum or have a breath mint in. I don't want to give my boyfriend that same fear or embarrass him. We talked about it slightly, but from his perspective, I want him to brush his tongue because it's healthy. This is true, but I'm more concerned about the bad breath. He told me that if I start to floss, then he will brush his tongue. I agreed and am happy that he is willing to change. This is only part of my problem though. I don't know how to tell him that his breath smells bad and he should brush in the mornings too as well as at night like he currently does. I am not trying to be mean and shame him, but I find myself not wanting to kiss him in the morning when he gets out of bed and starts his day with morning breath. It is not a pleasant smell, and I want him to know with hurting or embarrassing him. Top replies. This post made me realize how blunt of a human being I am. My boyfriend usually brushes his teeth twice a day, but every once in a while he crawls into bed without brushing. I walk in the bedroom and just tell him he better be brushing his teeth before he sleeps, ha ha ha. The second reply. Bad breath can also be a sign of other health issues, heart disease, etc., so you could frame it as a health concern. Perhaps saying, if he brushes his teeth/tongue 2x a day and still has this issue, it would be worth visiting a dentist. If he doesn't still have the issue, problem solved. The third reply. 3 options. Keep leaving mints etc. around the place, and ever so often throw one at him. Stop giving him affection, kissing etc. if he hasn't brushed his teeth. Actually sit down and talk to him. Tell him that his breath smells, and it is off-putting. He should probably see a dentist, as while regular brushing of teeth and gums and tongue along with flossing and rinsing will keep your mouth clean and fresh, a lot of the time consistently having bad breath is caused by a dental problem that he may not even know he has. Update. Here's an update on my earlier post. So, I took the blunt route that people were recommending and it ultimately turned out well. I was really nervous about embarrassing him, but I sat him down and told him that he knows I love him to death and that I wasn't trying to hurt or embarrass him, but I needed to tell him this. I told him about my past embarrassing experiences with my bad breath and how I was shamed for it and had a fear of having bad breath now because of that. I explained that I was reluctant to tell him because I didn't want to cause the same fear in him, but it was something that was negatively affecting me. I explained to him the fact that his breath is often off-putting and smells unsettling and it makes me not want to be as affectionate with him, and he took it fine. He said he understood and hugged me and said he was happy that I even brought it up. He said he appreciated my honesty and will start brushing in the mornings too, and asked if it was okay for him to ask me for breath checks to let him know if his efforts are working. If it doesn't work, then he said we will figure it out, but was overall just happy that I had the courage to communicate that with him. The fact that he was so sweet about it all made me feel bad, and I started crying telling him that I hated that I had to tell him that, but I loved him and wanted to be open and honest. He reassured me that it was completely fine. He went and brushed his teeth, came back and let me smell check it. It smelled way better. Then we watched some Rick and Morty together and had some great sex. All in all, I'd say it was a pretty good turnout. Thanks for your input on my last post, smiley face. Edit. Also, I explained it in last post. The problem was that he didn't brush in the morning, only at night before bed, and when he did brush he only brushed the teeth and not the tongue. He flosses but was never aware of the need to brush in the morning as well as at night. Now he'll be brushing at both though, and brushing the tongue as well. So far so good. The top reply. He goes to the dentist twice a year and just had his last appointment recently. The dentist hasn't mentioned any issues and has also not told my boyfriend about scrubbing his tongue. I just had to be the one to break it to him. His breath didn't smell like death or like something had curled up and died behind his tongue though. It was your average morning breath, but it just turned me off because I didn't want to make out with him with morning breath. Also, the fact that he didn't scrub his tongue before made me weary of extra germs that were hanging around, and it made it hard to want to be affectionate. Now the problem seems to be pretty much solved though. His breath only smells bad in the morning after we wake up before he brushes, but that's normal. I think things are way better now. Third story. Am I the idiot for not defending my boyfriend when my brother asked him to leave? My 28F boyfriend, 27M, Ryan, likes to help others. He is the type of guy who would give a coworker money for their rent or buy groceries for our neighbor. However, he can take it too far at times. He often tries to help people without asking if they need or want his help. Every year, my brother, 35M, Paul, and his wife, 33F, Lily, host a holiday dinner. This year Ryan attended for the first time. Before we left for their house, I told Ryan that Lily was legally blind and had been her entire life. She knew what she could and could not do. I told Ryan to only help Lily if she asked for help. We arrived early so I could help Paul and Lily cook. While we were cooking, Ryan kept telling Lily things, like, "Lily, if you're looking for the salt, it's to your right," or, "Lily, don't put that there, it's too close to the edge." Lily and Paul both told him that while his commentary was somewhat helpful, it was completely unnecessary. Still, Ryan did not stop. However, things became tense when Lily went to go chop vegetables. When she pulled out a knife, Ryan stopped her and asked if he could take over because he didn't want Lily to hurt herself. Lily said she'd be fine, but Ryan insisted she give him the knife. Finally, Paul got annoyed and told Ryan to stop. Ryan did stop, but he kept hovering over Lily while she was chopping. I asked Ryan to sit down until dinner was ready, but Ryan insisted that he just wanted to help. Finally, Lily asked him and I to help set the table and greet people arriving. We did, but things were still tense. I did pull Ryan to the side and reminded him again to only help Lily if she asked for it. He agreed, but I could tell that he was still upset. Everything finally boiled over after dinner. My nieces, 5 and 3, have a game they love to play with their mother. They will hand Lily something, and Lily would have to guess what it is. Lily would sometimes make a couple of clearly outrageous guesses, like saying an egg is an elephant or a shoe, to make her daughters laugh. After dinner, the eldest handed Lily the salt shaker. When Lily guessed it was a phone, Ryan piped up and said it was a salt shaker. Lily laughed it off and explained the game to Ryan, but I could see she was annoyed. My niece then handed Lily a coin. When Lily guessed incorrectly, Ryan loudly told Lily it was a coin. This was apparently the last straw for Paul. Paul demanded that Ryan leave since he clearly couldn't respect Lily. Ryan insisted that he was trying to be helpful. However, Lily said it was probably best if Ryan and I left. I quickly gathered up our things and managed to convince Ryan to leave. Ryan is currently pissed at me. He said I should have defended him, especially since I knew he was only being helpful. He also insisted that I should have stood up against Paul's overreaction, Ryan's words. I'm now wondering if I should have defended Ryan. Am I the idiot? The top replies, not the idiot. Ryan didn't deserve to be defended there. I'm sorry. I'm sure you love Ryan, but good lord, he sounds insufferable. He wasn't being nice. He was being patronizing. Lily neither wanted nor needed his help. He stuck his nose where it didn't belong and he was asked to stop numerous times. I would have kicked him out too. My father sometimes drives my mother up the wall by being too helpful when she's sick. But she's also a notoriously terrible patient and she knows it. So she allows it with some grumbling. If someone else tried that crap, they'd be dead meat. I'm only halfway given a pass, and I'm her adult daughter. What's bonkers to me here is that Lily and Paul are telling him to drop it. Even if I believed Dingus truly thought Lily was overestimating herself, still a problem. But whatever, and I don't believe it for a second, her husband isn't concerned either. That means it's just a normal day, nothing to worry about. And because Reddit is Reddit, I'll preemptively say that. Yes, I would say the same thing about reversed genders or two husbands or two wives. The point is the other adult who lives in the house and cares for the person in question knows a crap ton more about their capabilities than some rondo. A helpful, considerate person would offer once, then take their cues from the response. No one else thought it was weird or that she needed help. Unless he's trying to imply Paul is horribly neglectful, it has nothing to do with helping and everything about him. The second reply, you're not the idiot, and your brother and wife are not the idiot, but your boyfriend is an idiot. He needs to learn to respect boundaries and listen and accept when people tell him what they can and can't do. It is not his job to help when people specifically say not to. Honestly, it's kind of a red flag that he reacts in anger to being told he can't stomp all over Lily's boundaries. The third reply, not the idiot. Ryan's behavior was disrespectful and ableist. This wasn't helpfulness. It was Ryan being convinced that your son-in-law was somehow less than because she's legally blind and refusing to back off despite being told to by every adult in the room. There's no way you could have, or should have, defended Ryan without coming off like a major idiot. TBH, it seems less like he wants to help people out of the goodness of his heart and more like he wants to be seen as the hero.